Okay, so um, in this exercise here, you want a regression analysis and you want to predict quarterly sales. So that's going to be our first column using gender, annual income, and 20 hours. One thing here is that you have here like numbers, annual income numbers, and 20 hours of numbers, but genders, you have it as females and males. So you have to convert this variable to numbers. So you can just use, so see here, 0 for male and 1 for female. So what I'm gonna do is to copy the data first. So first I'll do like the quarterly sales. I can just copy the column. And then you have the gender. Then you have annual income in 20 hours. I'm just gonna copy those two. Annual income is here. The last one is 20 hours. Here. Okay. So in this case here, you wanna convert the female for 1 and the male for 0. So for that, you're gonna use a formula. We can use if. So the logical test is if this cell is equal female, for example, female, then value, if it's true, we want if it's female to be 1, so 1, and value to be false, so if it's not female, it's gonna be 0. So with this, you already have like, if it's female, it's gonna show 1. If it's not female, so if it's male, it's gonna show 0. So that's already enough for us to do the regression analysis, and we are not gonna use this column here. Instead, we're gonna use this column. Just gonna change like the column here so we know that we're not gonna use that. And now we can create the regression analysis. So we can select any data, then go to data, data analysis. You go to regression, you have like many options here, like ANOVA. Just go to regression. Then now you select the Y, and the Y, you want to know to predict quarterly sales using REST. So Y is going to be quarterly sales. And then the X, we're going to select all the rest in numbers because the regression analysis need to be like numbers. I'm selecting labels because I selected the titles. And the output range is where you want it to be. Sorry. Okay, so let's see. So the output range where you want it to be. And we don't need any residuals for that or the plot for this question. Based on numerical data. Let's make sure that I select it right. And then here, we selected all this. And we selected the output anywhere, no residuals, or you can select the residuals if you like. Okay, so we have it, and to know that it's right, you can see here you have gender, annual income, and training hours, and the first quarterly sales is not gonna appear, so gender, annual income, and training hours. If you forget one of these, it's not gonna appear here, so you know it's gonna be incorrect. Okay. So this is gonna be like the regression equation, of course. Where is it? Here, this amount, right, minus the intercept. So what is the value of the intercept of the regression equation? For this, we're gonna go to intercept. So now it wants to know the regression coefficients for gender. So just go to the gender. And then it wants to know for the annual income. So you just go to the income section. Then for the training hours, you just go like to the training hours section. And then what you want here is the error for the regression. So it's asking you for the error. You can just go like to the error here. So standard error is this one. So for the next one, proportional variability in quarterly sales. What is expected? You can just go like, if it's the proportion, you can select the R square. So now it wants the F statistics amount. So F statistics is here. Okay, so now it's asking quarterly sales for male. If the annual income is this one and the training is this one. So you're just gonna use this amount here, just like we did in the previous exercise. So here it's gonna be equal, and then you can just add all of them. Okay, but in this case here, you want the annual income to be this amount, the training to be this amount, and the gender to be this amount. I mean, 0 because it's male. So the first one is intercept, the second one is gender. So in the gender, you're gonna multiply by 0 because you know the 0 means male, because we did here 0 for male, right? So the second variable is annual income. So in the second one, which is annual income, we want it to be 6,737. Then in the last one, you want the training hours to be 40. So that's gonna be your annual amount. And if it was female here, you would just multiply by 1. So in this case here, quarterly sales is equals 10,736. So you're just gonna subtract with the previous one. Oh, in this case here, it's already asking quarterly sales for female, and the amount is the same, and So we can just put equal and then add them all and multiply again, or we can just copy. I'm just gonna copy them. So you can save some time. And we know that female is not 0, female is 1. We just change this amount and that's the difference. Okay, and previous question, if quarterly sales is 10,736. Okay, equals 10,736 minus the previous one. Okay, so now what it wants is the p-value for each of the columns that we had, gender, annual income, and training hours. So we're just gonna go to the p-values. So the p-values are here. So now the first one, because it's intercept and it's asking gender. The second one is asking the p-value for annual income. The third one is asking for training hours. So just remember that here, like these numbers look very large, like it looks very big, but however, if we change them to number, you're gonna see that it's basically like 0, 0. So the only one that's not 0 is the gender. Okay, so because this is 0, you're less than our alpha, so then they're gonna be a predictor, but this amount is higher. So because it is higher, there's no connection there. So in this case of gender, you know that it's not 0, so it's not a predictor, but the other ones are. So this is annual income. Okay, so I guess we finished the question number 10.